You just walked into a room full of strangers. You haven't said a word yet. You haven't smiled, haven't introduced yourself, haven't done anything, and at least 3 people in that room have already decided what they think of you. Not consciously, they don't even know they did it, but the decision is made, filed away, and almost impossible to reverse. That judgment took less than 1/10 of a second. So here's the question nobody actually asks. What exactly triggered it? What invisible signal did your body send before your brain could intervene? And more importantly, can you control it? Today we are going to answer that by going in the opposite direction. We are going to build the most repulsive human being science can describe. Every feature, every behavior, every signal that makes people instinctively pull away. And somewhere inside that blueprint, you will find something nobody tells you about attraction. Something that actually matters. Let's start with something that will make you slightly uncomfortable. You are constantly broadcasting a signal you cannot turn off. Right now, as you watch this, your body is transmitting information to every person within a few feet of you. Not through words or expressions, through chemistry. In the 1990s, Swiss biologist Klaus Wedekind ran an experiment that became one of the most famous in the science of attraction. He gave 44 men plain white t-shirts and asked them to wear the same shirt for 2 nights in a row. No deodorant, no cologne, no scented soap. Just the shirt and whatever their body naturally produced. Then he collected the shirts and asked women to smell them, not to rate how pleasant they were, to rate how attracted they felt to the person who wore them. The results were not random. Women were consistently more attracted to the shirts of men whose immune systems were genetically different from their own. Not similar, different. The technical term is MHC compatibility, major histocompatibility complex. These are genes that govern how your immune system recognizes threats. When 2 people have very different MHC profiles, their potential offspring would inherit a broader immune defense. Your nose already knows this. You are smelling genetic compatibility without any idea that you are doing it. Which means the first thing that makes someone unattractive has nothing to do with how they look. It is a chemical signal their body sends before they even open their mouth. And here is where it gets stranger. Stress changes the signal. When your body is under chronic stress, your hormonal profile shifts. Cortisol spikes, testosterone drops in men, estrogen patterns shift in women. These hormonal changes alter the chemical compounds your skin releases. In practical terms, an exhausted, burned-out person smells different to other people's nervous systems than a rested, healthy one. Not worse in a way you can consciously identify, just different, in a way that registers as less attractive at a level below conscious thought. Your body is not lying. It is reporting your actual biological state to anyone close enough to receive the signal. Now add the next layer, your face. Not your features, your symmetry. Researchers at the University of New Mexico, including biologist Randy Thornhill, spent years studying facial symmetry and how people respond to it. What they found is that humans are exquisitely sensitive to even tiny deviations from perfect bilateral symmetry. A difference of just a few millimeters between the left and right side of a face registers subconsciously as significant. The reason is ruthlessly practical. Perfect symmetry is hard to achieve biologically. It requires stable development, low exposure to disease and stress during growth, strong genetic foundations. A highly symmetrical face is not beautiful for aesthetic reasons. It is a biological certificate of quality. It says this organism developed without major disruptions. Asymmetry says the opposite, even when the asymmetry is invisible to conscious observation. The brain sees it anyway. Now here is what most people never think about. Symmetry is not fixed. Chronic sleep deprivation measurably increases facial asymmetry. Inflammation from poor diet does the same. Your face is a live readout of how well you are treating your body. People are reading that readout constantly, without knowing they are doing it. So far, we have not touched behavior at all, and already, the case for the most repulsive human possible is building itself purely from biology. But now comes the part that is actually in your control, your body language. In 1967, psychologist Albert Mehrabian published research suggesting that the majority of emotional communication happens non-verbally. Later research refined and complicated his findings, but one conclusion held up across decades of follow-up studies. The body speaks first, louder, and more credibly than the mouth. When words and body language contradict each other, people believe the body. Every single time. So what does the most unattractive body language look like? Collapsed posture. Shoulders forward, chest caved, head down. This is the posture of someone who has given up. It signals low status, low energy, and low confidence in a way that other humans read instantly. Avoided eye contact. Looking away before the other person does, failing to hold a gaze. In almost every social species, gaze aversion signals submission or fear. Human brains read it the same way. Closed gestures. Arms crossed, body angled away, hands hidden. These are the physical expressions of someone who does not want to be here. And then there is the voice. Research from University College London, led by psychologist Carolyn McGettigan, showed that people make rapid and surprisingly accurate judgments about health, status, and emotional state from voice alone. A monotone delivery, a voice that trails off at the end of sentences, speaking too fast out of anxiety, these all register as signals of stress or low confidence. The most unattractive voice is one that sounds like its owner does not believe what they are saying. Put all of this together, and you have the blueprint. Poor sleep creating chemical stress signals and facial asymmetry. Chronic tension collapsing the posture. Anxiety driving the eye contact away and the voice into monotone. None of these are character flaws. They are symptoms. And here is where the entire premise of this video turns on itself. Because we just described what an exhausted, stressed, disconnected human being looks like from the outside. And the science of repulsion and the science of attraction are describing the exact same thing from opposite directions. Attraction is not a feature. It is not a jawline or a haircut or the right outfit. It is a biological read on whether someone is thriving or surviving. The signals that make people pull toward you, good symmetry, easy posture, steady eye contact, a voice with warmth in it, are not performance. They are what a healthy, rested, low-stress human body produces automatically. You cannot fake them convincingly for long. The nervous system of the person across from you is too accurate for that, which means the entire game changes. You stop asking, how do I seem more attractive? You start asking, what is my body actually reporting right now? What is the chemical signal I am sending at 3 in the morning after 6 hours of bad sleep and 2 energy drinks? What is my posture saying when I walk into a room after a week of not moving my body? What is my voice carrying when I have been isolated and anxious for days? The answers are not flattering, but they are honest, and they point at something real. The most attractive version of any human being is not a performance of attractiveness. It is the natural output of a body that is being taken care of. Sleep, movement, sunlight, actual rest, genuine connection with other people. These are not wellness trends. They are the inputs that produce the outputs other nervous systems find compelling. Go back to that room full of strangers. You just walked in. The judgment is happening in the first 100 milliseconds, just like before. But now you know what they are actually reading. Not your face, your state. Not your clothes, your chemistry. Not your words, your body's honest report on how you have been living. You were never meant to perform attractiveness. You were meant to earn it, from the inside out. And that is something nobody's outfit can fake.